You know these three credit cards, you know their perks and benefits, but do you know which one offers the best and most luxurious airport lounge access? Let's find out. Welcome back to Tito's Financial Corner, where we talk about credit cards, points and miles, as well as travel. Today, we're taking a look at the top three credit cards that offer you the best lounge access. Of course, we're talking about the Capital One Venture X credit card, the Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card, as well as the Amex Platinum card. It is undeniable that these three cards offer the best lounge access and should really be the first stop if you're looking to have lounge access. Now, there are other credit cards to give you lounge access. However, these co-branded credit cards will usually only give you access to that specific airline's lounge, meaning that you would not have access to every single lounge, or Priority Pass, which would give you access to over 1,300 different airport lounges all over the world. So again, these co-branded credit cards do offer lounge access. However, it is on a very, very limited access. The last thing to note is that technically, you don't really need a credit card to have access to airport lounges. You can go into sites like Priority Pass, where you can purchase your own annual membership that you would get access to all of their lounges all over the world. And they do have three different membership plans. The first is their standard membership, which has an annual fee of $99. Now, the thing to note here is that this membership would result in a $35 fee for each member, as well as each guest that access the lounge. This is really meant for those clients that won't fly that often or don't see airport lounge access as a necessity. The next plan that they offer is what they call the Standard Plus membership. And this has an annual fee of $329. And with this membership, you would get up to 10 free visits into any of their airport lounges every single year. And after the 10th, starting on the 11th visit, you would be charged a $35 fee for every single visit. If you bring a guest with you, their fee would also be $35. This plan is definitely geared towards those clients that definitely travel on a more regular basis, meaning either on a quarterly basis or even up to a monthly basis. And the third membership tier that Priority Pass offers is what they call the Prestige membership. And this has an annual fee of $469. With this membership, you as the member would receive unlimited visits to any of their airport lounges all over the world for free. However, if you bring a guest with you, they would still have to pay a $35 fee. This membership plan is definitely meant for those frequent flyers, those flyers that fly at least twice or maybe 3 times a month. They would definitely need the access to Priority Pass as well as to their airport lounges all over the world, since they would definitely be utilizing it at least a few times a month. You might be saying, well, then, Tito, I'll just get the membership directly and not have to deal with a credit card company. And I understand that, but there's two big reasons, at least in my view, that you should consider a credit card to get these perks and benefits. The very first reason is that whether you look at the Venture X card, the Platinum card, or the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, all three of them would give you access to Priority Pass, and they would give you, the card holder, an unlimited amount of times to visit any of their airport lounges. So unlike two of the three membership plans that Priority Pass has to offer, with the credit cards, you would be able to get access to any of their airport lounges as many times as you need them. And reason number two is that these three credit cards will not only allow you, the card holder, to get access to Priority Pass and their lounges at any time that you're flying, but this would give access to up to 2 additional guests that you can bring with you. So that means that unlike the Priority Pass memberships that they offer, with any of these three cards, you plus 2 other people that fly with you would be able to get in for free. Meanwhile, if you have any of the Priority Pass memberships, you would have to pay $70 just to access one lounge one time. So with that being said, let's take a look at these three credit cards and see how they would compare when it comes to Priority Pass, as well as airport lounge access in general. What exclusivities do they have? What perks do they have compared to the other two cards? And see which one is truly number one. Quick note, we're not doing a full deep analysis of all the perks and benefits that any of these cards offer. The reason that we're not taking a deep dive into the credit cards is because that would take a long time to produce this video, as well as the fact that most clients, including myself, would look at these three cards, and the main reason to getting these cards is getting the airport lounge access. All three of these cards have a relatively high annual fee. So when we look at getting these cards, we definitely look at the perks and benefits. And again, the lounge access is one of the biggest reasons to get any of these three credit cards. This is also a great time to remind you to hit that subscribe button as well as the like button to help out this channel. In no particular order, let's go ahead and get started with our cards. The first card that we're going to be talking about is the Chase Sapphire Reserve Credit Card. Right off the bat, you should know that this card provides you a complimentary Priority Pass membership. So that means that you would have access up to 1,300 different airport lounges all over the world. This card would also come packed with a complimentary 2-guest visit every time that you visit an airport lounge. Now, this card would allow you to add authorized signers that would, in effect, get their own access to Priority Pass so that they would, in turn, be able to access the airport lounges whenever they're flying. However, this card would charge a $75 fee to add any and all authorized signers. One quick distinction that this credit card has to offer is that it offers a credit to use at airport restaurants. And that is a great distinction that you need to know about this credit card. Unlike the Venture X and the Amex Platinum, the Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card still gives you this credit that you can utilize at restaurants, meaning that technically you don't really have to fly in order to use this credit. And again, that is a great distinction and something that you definitely need to know about this card. On top of Priority Pass, the Chase Sapphire Reserve card would also give you access to all the Sapphire lounges. Now, there's not a lot as of this recording. However, Chase just advised that they will be building one at JFK Airport and the other one at LaGuardia. Now, that is great, but a thing to note with these Sapphire lounges is that technically, if you have Priority Pass, you would get access to these Sapphire lounges at least one time every single year. Meaning that cards that offer Priority Pass, like the Venture X and the Platinum card, would technically still get you access into those lounges. So when we're talking about exclusivity that the Chase Sapphire Reserve has to offer, unfortunately, we can't really say that this card would get you into an airport lounge that the other two cards would not be able to. But it is still a phenomenal credit card. The next credit card on the list would be the new kid on the block, and that would be the Venture X from Capital One. Just like the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, this card comes packed with a complimentary Priority Pass membership, meaning that you would get the same access to the same airports that the Chase Sapphire Reserve card would get you access to. And just like the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, this card would also give you access to 2 free guests every time you visit any of their lounges. The Venture X card would also give you access to add up to 4 authorized users for free. And they would get their own complimentary access to Priority Pass. And in turn, they would also be able to take up to 2 free guests every time they visit. That's great and all. However, last year in 2023, Capital One did nix one of the great benefits of this card, and that was the credit that you would get to use at restaurants. The same one that we talked about on the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, that credit is not available on the Venture X credit card. Now, on top of Priority Pass, the Venture X credit card would get you access into the Plaza Premium Lounges, which as of last year, 2023, they were also added to Priority Pass, meaning that all 3 of these cards would be able to get you into these lounges. But again, the Venture X does have a specific membership with these Plaza Premium Lounges. And on top of that, this credit card would also be able to get you into the Capital One lounges that they're currently building. As of this recording, they have 3 or 4 lounges in America, and they are looking to build them out within the coming years. But in order to get access into these lounges, you would need to have a Capital One credit card like the Venture X credit card. Neither the Chase Sapphire Reserve card nor the Amex Platinum card would be able to get you into these airport lounges. So there is a sense of exclusivity that you would get with the Venture X credit card. The last card on the list is one that needs no introduction. And of course, we're talking about the American Express Platinum card. Just like the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, as well as the Venture X credit card, the Platinum card would give you access to Priority Pass. So again, you would have access to the same 1,300 airport lounges all over the world. And this would also give you access to bring up to 2 guests for free every time you visit one of the lounges. Just like the Venture X credit card, this charge card does not give you a credit to utilize at restaurants. So again, when it comes to the credit that you can utilize at restaurants, only the Chase Sapphire Reserve card has that benefit. You can add authorized users to the Amex Platinum card. However, this card would charge the highest fee to add authorized users, clocking in at $195 per year. This would be the most expensive option when it comes to providing airport lounge access to authorized users. And just like the Venture X card, this card would also give you access to the Plaza Premium lounges. But again, as we covered, since Plaza Premium became part of Priority Pass last year in 2023, technically all three cards give you access to those same lounges. And the last thing to note, and obviously probably the most important when it comes to the Amex Platinum card, is that there are airport lounges and then there are the Centurion lounges. And these lounges are specifically available only to American Express Platinum card holders. So that's right, if you have the Platinum card, you would have access to what a lot of people would say are the most beautiful airport lounges all over the world. And this card would also let you bring in guests to the Centurion Lounge. However, there would also be a fee for you to do that. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and grade these three cards from best to worst. So let's start out with number 3. When we're looking at spot number 3, we would definitely have to look into the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. I know, this card has been in the game for a long time. But with that being said, I do believe that a refresher is definitely needed on this card. While this card still offers the restaurant credit that the other two cards don't offer, but with that being said, there is a certain level of exclusivity that is missing on the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, at least as of this recording. Again, they do have their own Sapphire lounges, but as we covered, technically, the Venture X as well as the Platinum card could get you into those lounges, even if it's one time for free a year. But technically speaking, they can still pay a low fee to get into the Sapphire lounges on more than one occasion per year. So again, due to the lack of exclusivity, I would definitely have to say that the Chase Sapphire Reserve card comes in at number 3. Coming at numero 2 would definitely be the Venture X card from Capital One. That's right, the new kid on the block scored number 2. And the reason that this card is number 2 is for a couple of reasons. The first one is that it would get you into almost every airport lounge that the other two cards can get you into. And another great thing about this card is that out of the 3, this has the lowest annual fee, clocking in at $395. Again, we're not taking a deep dive into every single card, but the annual fee is a big reason to consider one card over the other. And with the fact that this card offers the lowest annual fee, gives you access to add up to 4 authorized users for free, and each one of them would get their own access to Priority Pass, is absolutely phenomenal. And on top of that, this card would get you into the Capital One lounges. It's absolutely great. Now, there's not a lot, to be honest with you, but just like the Sapphire lounges, there should be a lot more within the next 5 to 10 years. But again, add that with the fact that you get all of these great perks and benefits with the lowest annual fee of the 3 cards, and you definitely have a winner in your hands. And probably with the most anticlimactic ending in a video, the number 1 credit card that we should look at when it comes to lounge access would definitely have to go to the American Express Platinum card. Even though this card has the highest annual fee of the 3 cards, and even though it does not offer that restaurant credit, which is absolutely stunning, to be honest, this card would still have to be the number 1 option. And the biggest reason for that is that it would get you into every single airport lounge that you could think of. And on top of that, it gets you access to the Centurion Lounge. With that alone, this card could probably win, to be honest with you guys. If you can get access to the Centurion Lounge, you would be all set. Now granted, they're still building out the Centurion Lounges all over the world, but unlike Capital One as well as Chase, there are quite a few different Centurion Lounges in the country. With that being said, that is the true definition of exclusivity, and that is something that the other 2 cards would definitely not be able to give you access to. So for that and that alone, we definitely have to look at the Platinum card as the best and most luxurious card when we're talking about airport lounge access. With that being said, I definitely want to hear from you guys. Do you agree or disagree with these rankings? Let me know down in the comments below. With that being said, if you found any information useful during this video, please hit that subscribe button as well as the like button. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Adios.